back to the Imaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do consider liking, sharing, and definitely subscribing to the platform. All right. Yes. And for all the love individuals that have already subscribed, massive respect for being here and stay with us. As you saw, we are back and we are asking a tough question. Obviously, the reason for this question was based on a lot of people asking me questions over the period that I was actually missing, saying that a lot of people talking about Jamaican born players not getting much game time, places, and obviously when it comes on to the national team, for people that doesn't know the Jamaica team and maybe just watch me only, is solely because they got prioritized over others when the national team selection comes along. Who are we talking about? We are going to be discussing and checking this actual question out via just deep diving in these players' actual game time and stories around these players. So we're going to do Leon Bailey. We are going to do Djon Richards, Kaheim, Dixon, and also Ronaldo Cifphas, because Cifphas is a very essential, because he would be the one that always get priority and people said the team shouldn't play without him pretty much. All right. So before we even get into it, let me big up our lovely people here so far. We have G in the house said hi. Hi, how are you doing? We have El Mexi in the building, big up yourself. Then we have our brother Richard Green says good morning. Vacation JA Phones, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Chorus, massive respect. As you come in, double tap the screen so others could see that we're live and we can have this discussion. And once you have found this video after it's re-uploaded, please feel free to ask away your questions and we will try our best to give you as much answer. All right, so anyways, before we run into it, congratulations to the Reggae Girlz youth 17s in the World Cup qualifiers playoff, because it's a qualifier to the championship. All right. Yes, they are currently in second position, which I think some of the one of the best or two best second places should still make it. They're in a tough position and they need to get something against Honduras, which it's a tough task. So I am asking for you guys to drop some words of encouragement to them. I might try my best to get either the live game or do a piece on it, regardless of what happened in the game. I'm going to watch a game and analyze it as well. All right. Yes. So they need to square off with Honduras to get the better of Honduras. So let me start. So the question is, are clubs really fighting against Jamaican local born players? That's my question to you guys, because that's the running team. Respect to my commenters, because they are the ones passed it on to me, saying that maybe because Jamaica not really doing well and we dropped out of the normal qualification of World Cups, vloggers and also I think it's mainly vloggers came up with this, because obviously people might be pushing back now, because every single time when the team is at rest, this argument comes back again, because they always felt uncomfortable, and maybe because Mr. Speed kept saying that, yo, you need to go for the best quality. I'm trying to aim for the best quality. So maybe they're trying to say things to turn Mr. Speed's head, and they have to make up stories. A guy sent me a video of a vlogger. They are just saying things for saying things' sake. You understand me? Because Kaheim Dixon went on to League Two, but seems to couldn't get any game time in League Two, and they brought in 4 other persons, and they are starting all of the games right there. But we are going to get into those things. But I'm just trying to show you how much they can manipulate the masses and then send the masses out to force things into a coach's head. So the coach have to get bullied to do wrong. So it's just hard to coach Jamaica's team, because the best is not naturally the best when it comes on to Jamaica, in all honesty. Because Jamaica always select the propaganda more than anything else. It's not the actual correct way to do things. All right, so yeah, Richard Green says, "How much points Jamaica is on? Jamaica is on 7 points after 3 games played. Honduras on 9 points after 3 games played. A ridiculous goal difference Honduras is on. So Jamaica has to win to come first. Has to win. All right, has to win to come first. Big up yourself, Nosage, massive respect. All right. Yes. So, anyways, let me go into the players now, and I'm going to give you the information because I have a document here saying that Kaheim Dixon was recalled, or sent back to Charlton. I think the article said sent back to Charlton. So that tells me, obviously, the 5 players that came in for the club, League Two club, decided that those 5 players are better than Kaheim Dixon. Hence why they don't necessarily need him. So they're going to send him back. Just like Leon Bailey as well. They wanted a striker. I did a video and said to you that they said they're going to send back Leon Bailey. Am I lying, people? I did a video with an article that said that they're going to send back Leon Bailey because he's not playing and he doesn't offer what they want. And they're going to try and get a striker. They were trying to get the Manchester United striker, and it looked like he wasn't available. And then they went back to Aston Villa and got Marlon as a striker for them. And he's starting from day one, going back there. So is it that maybe the people that's giving you the information are just flat out liars and deceivers and trying to manipulate you into what they really want? I want to say I think that might be the case more than, or people just delusional, because these are things that's taking place. Most of these players are just not good enough. And I can honestly tell you, I saw Kaheim Dixon playing, and I just I just can't say that I've ever seen Kaheim Dixon look better than any player playing overseas in any game I've watched. And I always came back and told you that his physicality was low, and he's struggling. It doesn't matter what football he's playing. And clearly the others are seeing the same. So why we can't just look at things that, because remember, objective and accurate analysis, help people than actually harm people. Because you know why? It's alerting you as to what you're not good at. You understand me? So never try to make up stories to make your friend feel good, because you might actually hurt your friend in the end because you're limiting him. All right, now to Whisper's situation now. So Djon Richards, the sensation of Jamaica. As I told you guys, I've listened to Djon Richards for the last year or so. And I heard a guy, the last guy he cursed out, saying that he wasn't going to reach anywhere. Well, Richard in the article told me that they want the strikers. Richard Green, Richard Green, you said don't know what to believe. But I built a video before he went back, and they said they wanted a striker. And they took a striker and sent back Leon Bailey. So Richard Green, what you would have honestly believed then? If no, in your soul, Richard, because I know you want to be objective to create dialogue, which is fair, because I can't push back on that. But if I did a video, I am not working for Aston Villa or Roma. I did a video and said, this is the paper that Roma put out. They want to get rid of Leon Bailey because they need a striker. All right, they are someone that can actually play striker and be fit. And then after, they sent back Leon Bailey and got a striker from the same place Leon Bailey coming from. Leon Bailey wasn't getting any game, even when he was fit. Even when he was fit, he was still on the bench and not first choice. They chose everyone above him. All right, and they brought the striker in, which is Marlon, that wasn't starting as much for Aston Villa, and he went straight to Roma and started Richard Green. I think Richard Green, it doesn't matter what you want to hang on to, I think you lost that bet, boss. Even you in your soul saying, boy, I can't fight that, man. Because it's not like we never saw the article before, and the exact thing happened after. That is rough, man. All right? That is rough. So Djon Richards now. Djon Richards, which is at Chelsea U21s. Djon Richards is actually 20 years old. All right, because I saw people sent me clips in others telling people that he's even younger, which is not true. He's going to be 21 this year. All right, so he's 21 this year. I've watched Youth Chelsea Football Club years because he was there, and I always track this player from he was in Jamaica. I always said that he's the best player out of Jamaica, and I still stand by that. But that is a very low bar for someone to stand on, and people never heard me out when I spoke on it. At Chelsea, I never thought that Djon Richards was the best player at Chelsea at no point, and never ever, at no point, at no level, ever, even in his same position, because I always thought that he was not an intelligent footballer. And yes, I said I never actually thought that he was an intelligent footballer. I thought that he was an oversized individual, and I was waiting on him to see when he goes up to the man level to see how much he's going to start think the game. And what I saw for that player, and why I believe that Jamaica should not bet on him, because I don't think he can elevate Jamaica football at all. He's much more of a singular-minded player, and that don't work in professional football going forward. You have to be Erling Haaland or one of those guys that just score your way to be in a team. And even sometimes for Erling Haaland, I saw that Pep Guardiola are trying to get Erling Haaland out of the team because the fluidity of the team is just not good. Whisper actually have those bad traits and limited football education. Limited football education. Big up yourself, Travis Spencer. Thanks for being here. So it doesn't offer winning football. And in Jamaica, he never offered winning football as well. Go back to CC versus KC. When he catch on the line, he scored 4 goals in that game, but all of the goals them came from that end. He never stopped nothing. He never read any game. Then he went on to play Jordan and those games, and he gave away goals as well. So he's just a hyped up Jamaican figure, not even a footballer, a hyped up Jamaican figure that keep on getting pushed to positions that I don't think he's naturally ready for. I think Jamaica have way better players locally and overseas because they have the complete package. I think he needs a lot more things to him as a human being for you to say that you can rely on him to go anywhere. I don't think he's the best young talent for Jamaica in its totality. I still believe that he's the best Jamaican-born young player at this present moment. Satchwell, I actually think that I like Satchwell. I think he's a way more educated player. I like him. But obviously, nobody looking at this player. But maybe now Mr. Speed is around and he knows more of those players. I think he might look at him a lot more. So with that said, I don't think anybody fighting against Whisper. None at all at Chelsea. I don't think he deserved to make the first team. They never signed him ever to put him in the first team. They signed him as a young player to look at, and is a actual piece to learn. But the problem is, I honestly believe that it's Jamaica damaged that kid. Because instead of Jamaicans to come around him and start trying to give him the right thing, what they start to do is pump hype in his head, and he stop learn. I heard something that happened in Chelsea, but I'm not going to say it to the public because clearly a lot of things around this player have not been told. The truth have not been told about this player. But this player's behavior is very bad. Very, very bad. All right? We saw it on the internet, but I'm telling you, it's even worse than what you saw on the internet. And I think it's all because of Jamaican people over-hyping people without them achieving anything. When you achieve something, you know how hard it is to achieve it, so you start to protect it after that. You understand me? You start to protect it after that and work hard to maintain it. He never really earned anything. So his behavior just keeps on getting worse. So I don't think he should be around the national team. I don't think he should be around the national team. I think we have other young kids from Jamaica, Satchwell and those guys. I think we might get more to them than whisper them. Whisper them on a hype binge at this point that doesn't make much sense, honestly. And you guys know I always talk highly of that kid, and maybe I was a part of the problem that make him get so hype and get hype to him. So I can say maybe I was a part of it. I was fooled as well. But I am looking at it now and being honest to the people because it's Jamaica national team I want to do good and I don't love man. So I'm going to always talk the truth, you know? Whisper was doing well before his injuries. Richard Green, trying to counter what I am saying and not really hear what I had said could be close to the problem because I never said he never scored goal. I literally referred Erling Haaland that scores goals and Manchester City want to take him out of the team. So I guess you're not listening to understand what I'm saying. And so I'm going to give you a next chance, Richard, to follow my line of reasoning, big boss. All right. Imaxit, you know, see speed. I laugh at Craig Butler. Then to Mackenzie went to Cavaliers for free, then sold for 7 million. I heard about the story. I'm going to do some research on it, but because I'm not 100% sure as yet. Don't talk about Yamal and Whisper in the same convo. I think people just having conversation. So he's 20 years old now. He's 20 years old. Big up yourself, Owen. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. He's 20 years old now, and he has not done anything in football for Chelsea to be impressed with him. I've watched all games. I've watched all threads on Twitter. Nobody talks about this player as any level of top quality player. It's not true. People talking about 17-year-old, 16-year-old, 18-year-old, and when you watch them, you can see that they are educated on the pitch. When I watch that player, I'm an honest person. You know that I know his father, and I try to always show his father respect, but I can't lie to people. I don't think I see him as a smart football player. I think he was just bigger than the other human beings in the Manning Cup and look over the top over those human beings. I think when it comes on to thinking the game, he has failed me as to how much he thinks the game. So I would have to revisit that player 2 more years from now, which is going to be 23. And how much of our players we have to give him until 23 before we really try to see who they are? He was the best looking player out of all the players. So why we have to still give him to 23 to see who he truly is? Estevo and those guys are 17, 18. So why we have to give him until 23? That tells me if you have to wait until he's 23, there is no way he's going to ever get a game at Chelsea if he has to wait till 23 because Chelsea have 16 and 17-year-old. By the time he's 23, his market value is going to be dog crap, which he has none now. And he's there the whole time. And people told me that he's because he was in the U21s. Tell you what, you have 7 U21s that have market value from 1 million to 30 million. All right, George just left to Everton, over 20 million. And Tyreek George, and he's under 21 just the same. It's just story. We like to just make up stories and sell it to ourselves. Sometimes we are success, you know. We are successful, you know. Sometimes, hear me out, people. Sometimes we are successful, but because we're envious of others, we try to look at others' success and look at what we are doing as a failure. Because I think Whisper getting out of Jamaica is a success. Whisper getting to any professional team is a success. But you know what we are saying? If he doesn't make it at Chelsea, he's a failure. No, I am not saying that. If he just learns to play football the right way, right good advice, and be successful at League 1, League 2, that is a success. So get the right people around you, Whisper. I've never tried to give him bad advice. Get the right people around you and go anywhere to play some football. You have a next guy that people compared him with. Let me go back in history to show you how long I'm actually giving you guys gem. You have a next guy called Omari Hutchinson. I'm going to show you how lie people is in Jamaica. And they only use the people them. When Omari Hutchinson came to Jamaica, Omari Hutchinson told Pochettino, I don't know who he told, who was the coach at the time. He told, I had the article, I read it out. Omari Hutchinson said that he wants game time, and if he can't get game time, he's gonna leave. And I saw a big, listen good, I saw a big YouTuber here, or so-called, because they no big. A big YouTuber here come out and said, Whisper took Omari Hutchinson's place. They were so lie, and I came up with an article. Omar Hutchinson said he's not going to go on the USA tour because he wants to be guaranteed game time. I put the article, the video is on this page, and I'm showing you how they lied to their people. They lied to their people. They sell a bunch of lie. Nothing like that was true. Omar Hutchinson betted on himself, and I came here and said, this kid is going to be more than Liam Bailey, and you guys said I'm an idiot. I said this guy's dribbling ability is better than Liam Bailey, and you guys said I'm an idiot. And now they're talking about Omar Hutchinson's dribbling ability worldwide now. And his market value is better than Liam Bailey as well. So what I could have seen to say that, you know what? I could have just been honest to myself. I saw talent in Jamaica, and I said those are talented players. And I saw talent overseas, and I said those are talented players. You understand me? And I just say it as it is. And everybody fought me at the time. I know Omar Hutchinson, maybe 4 or 5 more good games, and he's at close to 45 million market value. And Whisper doesn't have a market value. You understand me? The only value he has is the same people that was hyping him up, telling lies now, like what they were telling 2 years ago. So Whisper doesn't deserve any first team games. He's not playing any football to get any first team games, and nobody fighting against Whisper as well. All right? Nobody at all. He just needs right people around him to give him better advice and really tell him the truth. Bro, you're not the best, brother. These are the things they need to work on. The right gets a better agent. Yeah, not saying a better agent. Not saying I'm not disrespecting Craig Butler, because you know what I'm going to say today, and people will be surprised. Craig Butler did an immensely good job to get Whisper to that position, because I honestly believe that if he had to talk and prove himself into a position, he couldn't get that, because I don't think he's articulative enough. I don't think he's at that level as a person of his age to do those things. So I think Craig Butler did a wonderful job to get him to that position. So Craig Butler, I at first I was beating Craig Butler because I was looking from a different angle. You understand me? I am saying Craig Butler did a good job to bypass people seeing his behavior. You understand me? And never judge him on his behavior, and gave him the opportunity. You understand me? So no, you need other people to take him to the next level. You get me? They need more people to take him to the next level. The right people around him. People that telling that you're the greatest. Brother, those are not the dudes they want around you. You want people to look at the flaws them that you have and try to correct them. And if you're, and tell you the right places to go. And don't tell you that you need to stay here and you need to go. Real Madrid need to call the next because Chelsea fighting against you. Nobody fighting against you at all. All right? And nobody fighting against you at all. All right? And respect to Craig Butler to get him to that position. Period. All right? Yes. So that is Djon Richards. Let me move on to Cifphas. Cifphas is a player that everybody loves. Everybody loves. All right? And to be honest, he gives you a good vibe. To be honest, he gives you what I think people like from Jamaica, or what they would expect a Jamaican football to have. Pure pace, because it matched the running, the track and field. Something that Jamaica is incredible good at. Jamaica is incredible good at track and field. So when people talk about Jamaica, it's either Bob Marley or very fast. So Cifphas give you that image in your head to say that this is how Jamaican footballers should look. The problem is with Cifphas now, when he goes overseas, regardless of where he goes, it goes to the technical side. And to be honest, in the Jamaican national team, they saw that he never had any technical ability. But they said because he can just run, So I'm trying to show you how we feel, how we feel. So instead of we tell him the truth again, and you're gonna realize what is the problem for Jamaica team overall. And I think you have already figured it out. It's just telling people the truth. You understand me? So what we said, even sensible seeing human beings said to me, yo, brother, he's just running and he's creating something, so just let him go. He has to play on the field because everybody else create anything. Sometimes him running out of position collapse the entire system. And that is the reason why he doesn't play over a lot of positions. And I've always said, I think playing him at striker, where he has limited region that he has to operate in, would always be his best option. And if there are better strikers, Cifphas will not get in the game. Well, tell you again, Cifphas is actually in Paris, Novgorod, and his market value drop. He's not getting much game time again. He's not getting much game time again. Cifphas last game, all right, so he played one right here on the 7th. The 7th here, let me run it through so you can know the games. All right, so the 17 right here, the 17 of the first, 17 of the first, 2026, yes. So that one went. Then you had one in December, which is the 7th. So, and Cifphas barely playing games. All right, because if you put in Cifphas, you can clearly see it here. He's on the bench. He came on in one, he's on the bench. So he played 2 games since the Jamaica game. 2 games he played since the Jamaica game. You understand me? So, and that is his 6th club his 5th club overseas that he keep on falling out of favor with. And when you're watching the games, you're saying he's effective. He's effective when he's running down your line, but that is effective to him, not necessarily the team. And remember, I've always said to you, sometimes you're looking at it, because one day he scored a goal, and he could have passed the ball to the guy from early, and he run past 3 guys, and everybody on Instagram celebrating big goal. And I said, that is one of the dumbest thing I've ever seen, because you passing the ball is 100% surety to score the goal, and you going through the 3 players is almost around 15% to be successful. And you took the 15% option, and nobody in the chat actually saw that. That is something Buddy did. So be honest, that's what analytics does. Analytics expose those things. Analytics will tell you that you're not smart, because if every time you have a 15% option and a 75% option, you are going to choose the 15% option. So, and that is where football is going today, people. Not me. Just type in football analytics. You hear Arsenal, people talk about the football analytics every day. Obviously, you know that I'm not the best Arsenal friend, because people burn me out always when they come on to Arsenal. But you hear everybody talk about analytics and the XG and everything. That's what they look at, the opportunity to score and the best option. So you have the ball right here. You have 2 to 3 different decisions you have to make. And if you keep on making the worst decision, you might have the anomaly period where you got through. And everybody celebrates that. But they want the right option. That's what they pay the big bucks for. So to be honest, when it comes down to Cifphas, I like him. I think he fights hard. But I think yet again, it comes down to the lack of footballing education for him. I think maybe because he's so hardworking, maybe if he gets more opportunity, he would do a lot better. All right? He will do a lot more better. So let's see what will take place for the next year or so with Cifphas. But I don't think anybody fighting against Cifphas. I've watched the games. He was not impressive. He was doing his normal thing, and his normal thing was not successful in that location. You understand me? So maybe with a training period, he can get more time, and then with that more time, he can use that to fit in our own his craft a lot better. But for now, nobody fighting against Cifphas either. Big up yourself, Girlz. Thanks for being here. And big up yourself, Travis, and everyone that came in. Please do double click the screen, share, and subscribe. Just wanted to get this video out of the way so we can move on to our other football. Because U17 playing now girls and U17 boys coming up. So we are going to trickle down into that. And I had said I'm going to start today, go straight to the week. But this one, we had to put it out because I know that a lot of people don't have the truth. And in this space, people look like they will always choose the hype version to sell the people wrongfully. So people ask me, what can Whisper do? Because I know that he's a fan favorite. I think he has to just take down his hype and go around the right people that will stop lying to him. You understand me? Because the other kids, them are better. You understand me? So just find the right people, them. Find the right, and I think most of the Jamaican players, them, just need the right people around them. To put, not saying that they're gonna become world beaters, you know, but they're gonna become the best version of themselves. You remember the other day with Liam Bailey when you guys said to me, we did a video and I said, people, why Liam Bailey at 27 harboring conversation going to Saudi? And you guys said the whole of Jamaica on Instagram, everywhere. Yeah, man, you don't know when your football career can end. So take the bag, take the bag, take the bag. And I said, if you're an accountant, do you not try to strive to be the best version of the accountant you could be? And they said yes. If you're a pilot, you don't strive to be the best version of the pilot you could be. So why now you're going to tell me that Liam Bailey needs to take the bag? Why he can't strive to be the best version of the footballer he could be? So after that said, no, it tells me how people look at things. They are not looking at it from the standpoint of getting the best version out of these people. They just want them to just be the richest set of people that have no correlation to what they're actually doing on the field. So maybe I think that's the area that they're trying to whisper them in. And that's not going to guarantee success. Liam Bailey showcasing that it's not going to guarantee any success. You understand me? So go try to be the best version of a footballer you could be. So when you're retired, you can look back and say, yo, I did put my best out there in a man. I did put my best out there. You understand me? I did put my best out there, and that is the only thing I can say. You know, but when you leave it and said, oh, I did choose the bag because, you know, I made 100 million, but I needed 125 million because my family would have suffered. You listen to yourself. That seems like you've sold yourself short. You understand me? Yes. I think Damian Lowe has not been the same since he went to Saudi. He was good in Saudi. At a certain age, JD, you have to be honest to yourself. Yes, be yourself, real baller. At a certain age, you have to be honest to yourself. But that's what we're saying. The honesty in the first place would have put the guys on the right path. So what we need to do is start to find the right people to get around these people. Try to tell them that, yo, brother, get the right people around you, man. Yeah, tears, but remember, you know, I'm born in Jamaica too, I'm born in the ghetto, you know. You know, so if me honestly can look at something and see the truth, and obviously these kids are saying that they want to be successful, but every time I'm looking at posts, I saw that they're pushing the wrong narrative to the kids them. And I remember even that day when I saw Whisper talking about the guy that said he's not gonna reach anywhere, you know that when after him say all him done scrap them, all him done fool, egotistic, stupid things them, what people told him to say, what people told him to say, you know what he said after? At the end of the video, people, he said he doesn't even know what the guy said. Go back and listen to that video. After all of the dunce, crap, garbage statements that he made before, he said he doesn't even know what the guy said. So that tells me people put battery in these guys' box because they're not intelligent enough to decipher things for themselves. So, and when I put a comment under it, I said this guy need guidance. He needs the right people around him. Because even his brain cell tells him that, what am I arguing with this guy for? A normal human being said, I'm not going to reach anywhere. Why should I come out and say something to him? If the guy is not a footballer, the guy is not a coach, he doesn't work for Chelsea, he doesn't work for another club. So why is it you have to come out and say a bunch of things? You know why? Because Jamaican people reacted to it. Jamaican people reacted to it. So he felt the need to react to it because Jamaican people put him on this pedestal. And that's what he was reacting to. That's what he was actually reacting to. But and then in the end, he realized that he never even understood what the guy said. And believe me, if you listen to what the guy said, the guy wasn't bashing him at all. So you have to really check and say, yo, some of these players truly need help, you know. The same people who say take the bag also cost players. Yes, Andre, yes, that's why we're arguing now and showing that these players maybe need to make some other better judgment with the people that they have around them. Because once that money finishes, these are the same people who will tell you that you're cruff. You never do anything. People, we are Jamaican. We are born in Jamaica, you know? We are born in Jamaica. We know all these people stay. Once Liam Bailey money finishes, you're going to see the true people they are. So, brother, do your best. You know, JD, you are YouTuber, JD, and people getting paid so much money to see the things you are saying. Why can't they see it? Obviously, I did football coaching and learning here, and what they teach you is to be honest to the individual, because football is a thing that you live. I don't know if they do that with the Trinidad license. So obviously, those people that is getting in control of people, I don't think Mr. Butler have a license. So I can't say that they got paid because they're in Jamaica and they connected to people. They never got paid because they're a football aficionado. They never got paid for that. They're in position of controlling people's kid by different means. You understand me? That doesn't really require any education. Obviously, he built up his own following of knowing people worldwide, and he did good work. I'm not going to take anything away from him. But it doesn't come from qualification. If you go through the qualifications from Europe, it teaches you about the subject is the people, the kids. Get them, because you have to live football. So get them in the best frame of mind, pick the best decision for them. Those are the things football education teaches you. So you get what I'm saying? Omzo, you're in France. You know that's what they sell. You saw all of the talent tournament and those things that they created for the kids then, because they know between 14 and 17 is where your brain really ramped up as a footballer. You understand me? So my attitude is not towards how they think. And that's why I've always maybe gotten some of these players being successful correct. Because I'm honestly looking at it and it's not coming from a biased standpoint. It's just an honest football. You know, this guy dribbles well. This guy makes the 75% accurate pass when the time comes. So he's not selfish or self-centered. So more likely he can fit in this and this system. So that's where it comes from, Omzo. So I'm very sorry that others don't try to, after making it, because they are in Jamaica and get a chance to start from the top first. They got a chance to start from the top which is to be agents without no qualification. You understand me? They should invest in themselves. But Liam Bailey should take the bag. So why you think that Mr. Craig Butler would have invested in himself and not take the bag? You understand me? So sometimes, because remember, he's the agent, you know. So I think the information and the behavior from Liam Bailey comes from him. And so he's not going to better himself. And bettering himself might give back too much to the other party as well. Because what I'm just explaining. Because this is what we learn. You get me? You get money through the player's success, not ripping off the players them. You understand? Has Bailey reached his peak? I know. I don't think so. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Don't look at it as a personal. Yes, because Omzo, all of these people that reach out of football. First thing, people, if you come to Europe and do any football badges, it's they always say to you that don't take take from football that you're not willing to give back to football. I would love for people to get that opportunity to see all the guys, and it's a mental thing more than anything else. It's a mental thing more than anything else. They tell you don't take from football that you're not willing to give. And based on all of these players that I've talked about, all of these agents that I've talked about, it always seems like they're trying to look something. All right, one day, people, I think around a year ago or 2 years ago, I was watching a vlogger. You guys must know him as well because he's from the space, Ryan LFC. And I thought I heard a guy came on, he was doing an interview with a guy. I don't want to mistake the guy, but maybe you guys are watching it as well. So I want to make sure I'm not inaccurate here. And I think it was either Nico Daly or something that was sent back. And he said that he knew he was injured and he was just playing just to collect the money. And he said that publicly. So the person said that. I don't know if it's Nico Daly, but you have to check back that video. But I want to think that it was him because I wrote it down at the time. And I'm saying, so you are just taking from football. So you know you were injured and you still stay there and force, know you're not going to play and everything, and just lie to the people. He literally came on the internet and said that in an internet that everyone can see. He literally publicly stated that on the internet that everyone, and I heard people in the chat talking and, yeah man, baller, I saw the thing go man. I mean, I say, this is some of the duncest things I've ever heard. A man committing a crime and he's publicly on the internet saying it that everybody, 7 billion people or 8 billion people can see, and then the people in the chats agreeing with him committing the crime. What kind of place is this? What kind of mentality is this? So there alone, he never saw anything wrong. Nobody taught him anything. He just continued to say, you know what? If the next opportunity presents itself, I'm going to take the bag again. So you see, people, our people don't help our people by telling them the right thing and stand for something. So I'm hoping that I'm not saying the wrong name. I'm going to rewatch that video again to make sure I can cut the clip and put it to you, hearing the guy telling you, and now you realize why a lot of these guys come back, because they're not honest to themselves. Especially if they're not honest to themselves, why would they be honest to the other people? You understand me? So people, when I heard, that's why I started the conversation, because I thought it was something good for me to talk on so I can bring up all the facts. You understand me? Yes, I saw it, Jerry. Someone sent it to me. That Hector Wright and his wife got caught with trafficking and stuff. And then I saw Corey Burke and police fighting, and he got arrested. So in 2 days, two Reggae Boyz got caught in something, you know. And based on what someone that was there explained to me what took place with Corberg, he could have actually gotten away with it, you know, because it wasn't him and the police. It's him. His attitude does not change when the police turned up to quash the problem. You know, at least if that person, what he said to me is true, because I'm not going to take his full word for it because I never saw no video. You understand me? So people, we're just sending our people in the wrong way, wrong location. And all I'm saying, people, we have to, if we want to see good for ourselves, especially people that leave the country, please advise our people properly, man. Give our people better advice, man, you know? I know that some of them will look at it and say, well, bad mind and all of them stuff there, but they can't understand until they're in the position. But put it in their ears, so at least they can say that, yo, somebody did tell me that, you know. Let me give you an experience why I know that that's a thing. Maggie shared his story when he said everyone told him that he's the greatest thing. And Ricardo Gardner was the only person in the entire conversation out of the 500 coaches and people that are around football that told him he's the greatest thing. Said, brother, you're not doing this right. You can't be successful doing this. And when you go overseas, you're going to figure out that. He thought that Ricardo Gardner was bad-minded him. and fighting against him. And he had to publicly, when he failed, come back and talk about it gladly. You understand me? So what that tell you? The only thing he remembered when he was going through his pain was Ricardo Gardner. And he figured out that Jamaica failed him. Maybe he failed himself, but he figured out that Jamaica was misleading him all along. So it's not Djon Richards or Dixon Jamaica failed before. It's going on for a long time, people. All right, so just go back and go for all the players. They may remember how much players got failed. I can go back into the 90s, Walter Boyd, behavior problem and people influencing the wrong way as well, because he got the opportunity to go to England as well and never made it and walked out of training. I have information from people in England, or he came to training and walked out of the training. And those are the people that was on the field with him. And they like him and they thought he was a good player. You understand me? So the attitude and bad information have been the problem for Jamaican players, Jamaican local players. And I want to tell you, the same problem that I heard Walter Boyd in 1999, I'm not going to tell you the player, but it's the same problem I heard about a player now that is a young player that you guys brag about. Did in the same in a club. So after how much years, the behavior have not changed. The one consistent thing both of those individuals had was the fan base was behind them and told them that they're the greatest thing without achieving anything. You understand me? No, I won't call any name because you know that they're gonna say I'm a big informer, I'm a big hater, and all I'm doing is just being honest to the people and telling people the truth. And that's why I stay as far as possible, because I know these things. And I realize that the fan base and the people are the letdown of these kids and the letdown of Jamaica as well. Because if we get them in the best attitude, the best position to do the best, they're going to help Jamaica in the end. You understand me? And that's why they're failing Jamaica. Because when I hear whisper talking, oh, him should have get more game. What have you ever done in football to get more game? The man giving you instruction. You're fan of the instruction. Obviously, it looks like you barely can read. So then what you can help? So you know what you need? You know what should happen with you now? You alone need to go on the field and save Jamaica. And do that anomaly thing that Jamaicans love. You understand me? Because it makes no sense. And it doesn't make any sense either. You understand me? And people celebrate these things. Whisper couldn't save Jamaica. It's never possible. The other team plays football as well. And they played from an education standpoint. They're going to make 4 passes. And you're going to run up and down and behave like an idiot. That's the difference. You understand me? So we need to stop lying to these people and just tell them the truth and stand behind it. If they don't like you after. Because that's why even the other day when I was here and I said something about Richards and Real Ball, I say, yo, you can't say that. I'm Mr. Richards. If people are upset when we say that, that means they weren't really my friend from before, and they don't mean the people any good. You know? Yes, so we need to love our people, man, and just stand on what we believe in, man. You know, because in the end they failed Jamaica in the end, and I think that it have a lot to do with the people that failed Jamaica. Because if the coach was allowed to pick his team, none of these players would have played on the team. What I heard, people, the coach tried to take out a player out of the team around 55 times. And they make a million metrics to put the player back in the team. And then at youth 17s, I don't hear. I know the same thing happen again. Listen to what I said here. At the national program, a player, the coach reject the player around 4-7 times. You guys love the player. And the coach never wanted the player. Because the coach was trying to, so the coach wasn't a hypocrite. The coach was actually trying to stay to his standard of if you're not getting game at the club, you can't play. And they keep on forcing the player back in the team. So that player would have moved out, and then you have a next player come in and help the team. But the guy couldn't actually do his job. So that's why I believed in the article after. You understand me? Because the guy couldn't do his actual job. You understand me? So these are, and then at youth 17s, people buy them way into positions and actually force their players in the team. And then the coach himself again have to work around a player, a spot lost. So if If every Jamaican team that gets picked, spots are designated to people that has no plans in the coach's plans. Nothing in the coach's plan. You know how hard that is? That tells you you are always limited. So that's why Jamaica teams are hard to do good, because it's not the plan of the coach. It's a plan of the coach plus what other folly grounds you have to deal with. So sometimes when we're here beating the coaches, you cannot fight the coaches, only people. You have to know the whole story around it. And I can tell you, that's why Al Grimsey left. That's why the big baller in England walked out when they said that imagine this people, because we have to go back in history so people can always take these things. It's a long time it's happening. When you had John Barnes came to Jamaica, maybe the best baller ever created with connection of Jamaica. He won every game, right? Every single game, even though the game's magnitude wasn't the highest. But you could see him formulating a system as to what he wants to work with. And a man pretty much never cared about the wins. He's coming to tell you that these are the players need to be on my team. And John Barnes literally said, bruh, I can't coach a team if you're going to tell me who need to be on the team. So that is like you forcing me to be as limited as making my job as difficult as possible, when really and truly you should make my job as easy as possible. You understand me? And look how long that was John Barnes. Then you have several other coaches left for the same reason. And even the last coach, that's why he was okay to leave. Because he knew that he couldn't get. So obviously we can say that he's a dinosaur coach, and we can say everything bad about the coach. But the fact that you have people influencing and causing problems with the guy's selection, it's hard for you to tell me that I'm going to blame him 100%. I have to blame him 60% of not walking away. So just do like Al Grimsey. Al Grimsey already told you that you wouldn't last 2 weeks in Jamaica. So why never just leave? You wanted the money, or you wanted to work through it? You should have just leave, and then I wouldn't blame him none at all. Just leave. Let him pick up the slack from there, and Mr. Speed had to run in, and they had to make up some stories. And you see, as soon as Mr. Speed comes in, all of these people that was there causing as much problems, left. All of those people that was causing as much problems get removed out of the position. So people, we need to stop just jump to beat the people. It's a lot more than what you think, So that failure was just a JFF failure. I think 100% of Jamaica failing to make the World Cup, because I still thought that what the points that they allocated was a success. I still believe that. It was a success. JD, did you hear? Yes, I heard Steve Bruce said that he should have gotten the job because of the good conversation. Rochmat, big up yourself, thanks for being here. I heard that, but clearly nobody came back to him after giving him a good conversation. So it was a lot of things. And as I've always said to you, when the coach came in the first time, he made his statements. He's going to go for the best players them. And then the president says, come around the Riaso. Come around, you and Simon come around here, and we're going to pick the team. And then the next argument with the coach was completely different. And the coach face looked upset. So from the first interview, the coach wanted to leave that job. Anytime you see him and ask him that, I don't have to speak with him. From the first interview, he wanted to leave the job. From the first one, because he made his statement clear to the people. And then the next interview he came out, he had to be lying to the people. He had to be lying because he said what he said and he told you what he wanted. And by the time he comes out, starts telling, I was a FIFA individual that looked at the talent on the island. And yes, I will know that overseas players are good. But, I saw enough that I have to try and bring to the forefront. So I know that, hindsight 2020, that what was going on in his head was, Al Grimsey tell me that I'm not going to last 2 weeks. God damn, I have not even last 1 day, blood. Because now you're getting all of the information, you realize that god damn, this is hard, man. So so people, you saw, I'm hoping that this video do a good one. We have a good conversation. You get to realize that it's just too much problems, too much people want to have power, too much people want to have a say. You understand me? So it's going to be extremely hard for Jamaica to be a successful anything at all. You understand me? Anything at all, because of the too much people want to have their hand in things, and obviously they are not qualified for it, but they still want to have their hand in it. You understand me? And I tell you, yo, dog, you have to sign the thing. You have to do it this way, you know. We hire you, know, because you have the badges. So we know that we can just pick. Because remember, I have a clip here, you know, people. I need to play the clip, you know, of Mr. Speed. You know what, people? You don't want me to play it, so let me play it. Because I know you don't want it. So let me play it, people. Let me play it. Mr. Speed, I try to tell us in the care what we can't just look at success only as just making the World Cup. We have to try get 1 and 2 local players in a team. Let me play the clip, people, because I don't want to forget this thing, because I need to save it on a different thing as well. This was on Coaches Destiny's platform years ago. Let me try and get it for you. Right here. Damn. All right, so let me play, people.
I don't tell the truth, but as I said before, I think I was on the right track. National team is not like club teams. You know, there's this development process which I explained before, and we have to stick to it. You know, before we even had a policy that there should be 2 teenagers in the team. So, and there's a reason for that. So that is how Kaheim Paris could come out and Alex Marshall would get games from their teenagers.
So I want to pull it up again, you know, while you're here now. And then I'm going to repeat for people that doesn't hear or didn't hear what he just said, you know. All right.
So, and there's a reason for that. So that is how Kaheim Paris could come out and Alex Marshall would get games from their teenagers. If we start to have all 23 UK players, what is going to happen to the local players? And I said before, there's another angle that you're not looking at, you know. The local teams, Premier League teams, need to sell players so they can use this money for further development, whether it's their coaches or players. So the coach, I think, has done a wonderful job of ensuring that young local players are afforded an opportunity to be able to ply their trade overseas, because he plays them at the national level. My last
I'm going to try and put out all of that more cleaner so you guys can hear what he's saying. So it's I don't think it's no coach's idea at any point to play these key players. Or ironic, you have 2 kids that they can't get out of the team. And believe me, the coach tried, because the coach had a reinforcement. Because every other team had all of their reinforcements coming against Jamaica, and they figured out that it's more difficult than what they first thought. You understand me? Yes. So, but because of these rules, so it's no quota, you know, but me gonna tell you what you need to do. It is no quota, people, but me gonna tell you what you need to do. So that's a difference. I think Steve Bruce would have commanded maybe much more oxygen in the room. And I've listened to Mr. Speed, and I thought that, and all of them, I thought that they never wanted a bigger name than that. They don't want no big name people around anything in the Jamaica Football Federation today. Click me right here. Click me right here. They don't want no big name around anything, because any big name will take away everything that they're trying to put in place. What they're trying to put in place is them being the best of what is there. So if you put a big name, even in Jamaican terms, say no Ricardo Gardner, no Ricardo Fuller, they ain't gonna be there either. Because if those guys are there, they feel that the people will get won over by them. And that is the sole problem. Both of those guys are actually are actually doing good in football education, and above Mr. Speed, and above Mr. Speed at this point, And those are the guys that can actually get more people to get interested. Um, full stadium, get more players around, both overseas and local, and link to clubs to get players sold if they want players sold, But they just don't want to do it because those players had problems with them from before. And if those players come back in, they're going to take control of everything. So they can't put them in pole position. You understand me? So they need two players always in. It's always a big up yourself, everybody that's coming in. Massive respect. So it's always a power struggle. Not because these are the two best players, but we have to rotate some players from locally, and the team has to qualify that way. Because you don't need 23 players, blood. You need 19 players max. No, 16 players max to qualify. When every other team max out their 23. Remember, that's how the 16 plus 7 comes in play now. So you need 16 players max. So Jamaica national team needs 16 good players, whether they're born overseas or locally. But the 16, and if you're good at football, you're not going to be counted in the 7. So, Wizard, big of yourself. When you're good and you're born Jamaican, you're not going to be counted in the 7. You know why? Because you're going to be playing overseas. So it's going to still be 16 plus 7. so people, I'm telling you, it's hard for Jamaica to reach anywhere, blood. All right? Because with these madness, these calculators, because no Saj and the man. So what you're telling me now? Curacao no feel good, people. Curacao don't feel good for be at the World Cup and them now have a top club team. You hear what I'm saying, people? So Curacao, Karuma, big up yourself. At the end, so Curacao don't feel good for reaching the World Cup and have nobody on the team will come from Curacao or playing a Curacao, and them club team suffer like dog. All right, so the end of the day, the general public coach Steve McLaren failed us. That is given based on this zone. We should have qualified. Full stop. No, well, Karume, that is kind of disrespectful. Yes, no sir. So Curacao not happy at this point, brother, because Curacao did have Tahiti Chong, but he went to Manchester United and went to Netherlands. So he was too good. So we never have none at all. No, Sarge, none at all. And you know what go on now? We need 7 more because we need to sell them to Manchester United because we need to get the best in a Concacaf. And you know what, though? We need a coach from one of those clubs to put on the reserve part. So the main coach don't take a actual coach, which is Dino Ray, that if I'm sick, you can take over the job and go and beat Jamaica. Because you know what? You are due with Jamaica, you played Jamaica 3 times. No, Saj. None of these things that make no sense. No local player in my national team. They're not ready for international football, obviously. All right. Karume put up a point, says, based on the group. No, but Karume, the market value of Jamaica and the market value of Curacao was not a difference. So the market value of Trinidad and the market value of Jamaica was not a difference. So what are you using to decide or determine that Jamaica should just qualify based on Jamaica being Jamaica? Well, you know what? Yes, but no, Karume, all I'm saying, Karume, the principle, when we're Jamaican, it makes it too difficult. And we're making it too difficult to actually achieve, blood. Because if you keep on telling Karumi, Karumi, you're a born Jamaican. And if a man sign you to Karumi and said to you, dog, yo, Karumi, I like that you're a good coach, Karumi. That's why I signed you. But you know, and they take that you sign on the paper now, Karumi, and they come in the room and he said to you, boy, Karumi, you know, say, I know you're talented, you know. But you know you have 23 players, but you know think, say, based on what go on, you know, we need the stadium full, so we need to get the people on our side. So instead of use the 23, why you not just pick 16 for try to win every game, and then we could play with the next 7? Because Karumi, me know that's a fact, you know. I know that's a fact in the conversation, you know, and they kept telling you, you know. So Karumi, in your soul of coaching, Karumi, you can agree with this foolishness, Karumi? Yes, Karumi, because both of the coaches from Curacao are high-level coaches, just like our head coach, Karumi. Our head coach never have his assistant coach. Him have a man where them don't want to put on a man where them don't even want to put on the team. No. So now we get a Jamaican coach and them don't want the same assistant coach that they forced on the next man that was mandatory to be there. Karumi, why you can't see the truth, blood? Even when the man tell you. Even when the man tell you, you still don't want to see the truth. So Meran Garden is assistant coach for Jamaica national team, no such? Have you heard anything of that, no such? Where is the great Meran Garden that had to be there? Very talented, have so much education and can help the team very well. So why he's not the assistant coach? And why he never just became the coach because he had more qualification than Mr. Speed? So what happened? You see, that's why I want to set up myself, you know, and then I can't answer the question. Why is he so good for all other high-class coaches, but now you have maybe one of the lowest rated coach ever to coach Jamaica team, or second lowest rated one? He can't make the same team. You know why? Because now you need other people to actually help the low-rated coach be successful. That's why he can't be their blood. So that means some short and Karumi always have to be in the position. Now the main coach is the short hand. So you need to go for qualified people to come and fix the short-handed coach's back. JD, you are telling me Stephen McLaren don't know how to coach? No, Karumi, you do coaching school. Karumi, half of every football team. Half of every football team, your assistant coach do more, and your assistant coach put all of your actual plans in motion. So Karumi, come with the foolishness with me. Maybe you don't. Maybe actually, maybe you don't get the full worldwide coaching things, but your assistant coach does all of the job for you in every club on earth, Karumi. So if the man have him, so when him for scout players, him have a coach team or make the scouting plan. So the man can't do nothing. Karumi, come on, man. It's like you fight to agree with something where even the man them say out of their mouth. And you know it wrong, Karumi. Renee Simmons came on Carl Brown. Carl Brown was... Yes, they did hire next assistant Jairus that the coach had to pay for, the coach had to force to get there. You understand me? So the truth is, Karumi, we cannot. Yes, Ja ends. I saw it, and the truth just keep on coming out. But Karumi will just always about other people and just say, yo, brother, and a coach will hire a problem, you know, and we not see the problem. Mr. Speed them should have resigned, blood. Mr. Speedham should have resigned, Karumi. You understand me? It's like we have make up stories for make a next failure go down the drain. Mr. Speedham should have resigned just like the coach. And the president resigned as well. And then some fresh set of people come in and say, all right then, if we fail, At least we come with the qualification. We are local born people. We have education. We come in. So Ricardo Gardner, Ricardo Fuller, come in now. And you go to England, you mash up England. People respect you. So when you're there and talk to Whisper and talk to Dixon, them not have nothing over you. Mr. Speed can't talk to Dixon and Whisper because they achieve more than Mr. Speed in football. Come on, no man. You see what we are trying to talk about, people? So this is how we feel our people, man. This is how we feel our people. Because Ricardo Fuller and Ricardo Gardner, Andy Williams, Tyrone Marshall, those are the people that we should have fight to try get into every position. Because they are the ones that did so good in football. So they went to other people's country and did well in those systems. Those are the people that we should have been getting to try and put the best foot forward. And we start telling man, say, yo, dog, you have to live on the land for 10 years, So the land don't have no football education. And me have to go outside for the football education. That means I can't live on the land. Because I have to train teams and get the file back to the people that's going to grade me. So I have to live outside the land for 3-4 years. So that means me getting educated cannot be a actual position holder. That makes no sense. So me improving myself from a place that have no education, I went to overseas to get. So you penalize people for actually getting education that are the help own people. That is not slavery, blood. That does sound like slavery to you, man. So we can't put Ricardo Gardner and them man there in a good position because them live out of the country. So blood, I'm telling you, some live out of the country, dog, and all right already, and rich, Oh, that makes sense. You see me, Karumi? So you see me, Karumi? Oh, them something makes sense, Karumi. These are Jamaican people, Jamaican born. People make us smile in a World Cup and smile when them play for big team in England and everywhere. Karumi. I know you know Ricardo Fuller him good as well, Karumi. So what you have to say about them stuff there now? You see, Karumi, I know you have to say a true me attack. But so I come with the foolishness, man. We have everybody. We just support them slave masters, son, your behavior, man. So people, for me, it's tough, man. It's tough. But it's a hope. Me know it not gonna work because obviously a dead clock is right twice. That is true. But the anomalies them don't come as what you predicted. The anomalies them just come accidentally. So anyway, Jamaica reached the World Cup. It has to be accidentally. Karumi. So you are telling me, JD, Steve McLaren been in football so long and him can't identify his own team. Jesus Christ, Karumi. Karumi, you know what? I am going to come and make a year for yourself how they mess up the man team and force him to pick other players, Karumi. And then now, when we bring that proof and you see you keep on a beat the man, and after that, Karumi, me and you. After that, me and you. You know why? Yes. Of course, Karumi, because the man want left long time, and the man tell us he want left long time. So when we bring the proof again to you, Karumi, live, and when we can put them on the screen, you hear the people will tell you, because Kiro must speed them tell you, the president tell you, the coach them resign and tell you, you still not care. Oh, them a big coach. All of us two people, all of us two professional players. Them use because Rene Simons they use 3 professional players blood and get us to the World Cup massage. So you know what? He might get 16 professional players, he must can do it. Blood, football improve, football education improve over that time. It's not just Mexico and United States alone good at football. Panama good at football. Suriname good at football. Curacao just beat me. Trinidad good at football. Costa Rica, Honduras, El Salvador good at football. So now, you can't use the 3 people what we did brag about. We have 3 professional players. We need all 23 blood. That's the difference between 1998 and 2026. It's more professional. Karumi, this fantasy cannot work. Yes, coaching beat us. Dino Ray. Dino Ray beat us. And that's the difference. Two high quality coaching beat us, and professional players as well. And professional players as well beat us. A full team of professional players and no fantasy and who want to see Whisper and Kaheim Dixon on stadium field and then play against the worst version team, score some goals, bench the right players them to make sure you can justify them selection. All of them stuff there. So corruption beat Jamaica. Corruption beat Jamaica. Question: are all professional players considered good? Well, all professional players, Nosage, considered better than every other non-professional players. That is the best thing I can say, Nosage, because they are always better than who you're going to pick up off the roadside. You understand me? That's it. They're always better than everybody else you're going to pick up off the roadside. Period. Because first thing, you cannot be on the roadside and can match the intensity and the actual stamina level of no professional player. There is not one human being can walk on a field playing Manchester United or City games and run to the same intensity. That will never happen. That will never happen in history. You understand me? So that makes it a professional player has the normal accolades around him that can always pull off what a normal human being can't. It's a job, no, Sarge. It's a job. You understand me? You put yourself in that peak position. If you're doing weights, it's weights alone. So that means the cardio is not matching with it. If it's doing cardio, maybe the other side's not matching to it. So all of those people that you're going to say, oh, let me pick a weightlifter. Let me pick a long distance runner. No, all of them don't put together to make the footballer. You understand me? So an average footballer will always be better than 99% of a normal human being. The JPL is a professional league with professional players. I heard that they're trying to get it professional. I heard that Concacaf trying to change license. I heard that Trinidad trying to change license because they're not going to go back with the Trinidad license. I think they're going to just upgrade it. They're trying to find a way to upgrade it to Concacaf license. So maybe it will be professional soon, but I don't think it's professional, no such. I prefer to use the diaspora players. I am a born and bred Jamaican, but we have local players that are playing good overseas as well. I don't get the need for me to still pick up two players in Jamaica for no reason. You're telling me that they're not good enough, but you need to put them on the field. That's Mr. Speed literally told you out of his mouth that they're not good enough, to the other players, but they need to be on the team, blood. Because that's how the rollover will happen in Jamaica. That makes no sense. Because everybody going to the World Cup, not rolling over, not at all. United States said they upped their budget from 94 million, go and research that, to 303 million. And they never played one game to qualify for the World Cup. From 94 million to 303 million or 300 plus million. And they don't play one game to qualify for the World Cup. But obviously they had to play other teams to host the world, to get prepared, because they have a standard. Their standard is not to go there and get embarrassed, because they're trying to sell it to their public to say that they're good at football. So what they have to do, they have to go out there and fight with Brazil, fight with this. So they need to play Spain, they need to play Germany, they need to play Italy, and it's going to be costly. They have a standard. The problem is Jamaica don't have a standard. Jamaica's standard is to sell damn players and develop the JPL. That's the problem, because that's what he's just saying, because you cannot envision qualifying for something and be talking so much foolishness. No local player playing in Jamaica should be in the national team. Our children that was born abroad is 100% yard man, and they're professional. But the problem is Liam Bailey is professional. Luton Fire King is a professional. Damien Lowe is a professional. Andre Blake is a professional. So how much more we need to pack? The recruiting is poor, and me hear people make excuse. Shit, me JD, me want you look upon Bailey Kadamachi. No man, Bailey Kadamachi. These guys are some of these players are good players, you know. Yeah, I think Jamaica make them look bad, or look ordinary. But when you put them against with better players, they look they look good. They look good. Yeah. So people, as I said, the moral of the story, because we said, are people really fighting against Jamaican local players? No. Nobody fighting against Whisper. Nobody fighting Kaheim Paris. Kaheim Dixon, Cifphas, Leon Bailey, nobody fighting against them. They are just not as good as what you portrayed. And they are still successful because they're better than the local players, playing players at this point. They are just not better than the players them in the position worldwide. And that's why they can't play and they can't get the upgrades that you would have envisioned at this point. So, love, don't take away from football that you're not willing to give. Leave that, make sure this video leave that with you. Don't take away from football. So pretty much don't be a scammer to football. I know that a lot of people are good at scamming. Don't be a scammer to football. Put in the same work that you want out of it. So don't just want to get sold to a place to not play a game, to just collect some money to mind your family. Actually want to play the football to reach the best version of yourself. Because the country depends on you reaching that version of yourself. You understand me? Yes, just listen to your own football in our dark room. It's not fight. I am watching football every week. And it's just no, because the problem is people started to make up stories because Kaheim Dixon not getting in a game in League 2. So somebody must be fighting against them. Brother, if you had watched the games in League 2, they wouldn't have to make contents like this and tell these stories. Nobody fighting against Whisper. Nobody fighting against Kaheim Dixon. They are just not as good as at football as what you envision. Or maybe they are the wrong people around them and their development got stalled because wrong people gave them wrong information. So maybe they need to get some more better people around them to give them better information and see if they can get back on that developmental path and see if they can resurrect their career. Because the other kids them that were there with them seems to be reaching 50 and 60 and 100 and 200 million. So that means it's not the coaches around your problem. You are just not reaching that level, you know? Yes. So people, take your time. Nobody fighting against none of these ballers that's born in Jamaica. Because once you do good, once you leave it out on the pitch and you honestly fight hard, it's there for you. And every Jamaican that went out there, Ricardo Fuller, Ricardo Gardner, they went out hard, Damien Lowe, Andre Blake, can't say Corey Burke did okay, O'Neill Fisher, all of those guys that went out hard and fought, they did served very long in professional leagues, all right? Brian Mighty, big up yourself, said, my brother, blessings every time. Hope. Yeah, man, I'm great, man. Bro, Kadamati here is a mediocre. He don't even have 10 goals this season. Nani Balin is playing in the actual championship. And the championship league leaders were spread between 15 and 13 goals. So if he doesn't have 10 goals in the championship, means he's a mediocre player. Nani Balin, leave the football conversation alone. And just try drowning. You see what I'm talking about? And then if he mention a Jamaican born player, he's gonna make up. So Nani Balin, Dixon is his actual competition. Dixon have 0 goals in the League 2. So what give him the rights to be there? Somebody bad mind him. That's what give him the rights. You see how the conversation is not rational. Nani Balin. You see why me have a smoke Nani Balin and him friend them very bad? Because it's what we have at the end of the day, Nani Balin. And Dixon to Kadamatri is not a conversation. Yes, and everybody, that actually knows football know that is the case. The problem is people like you, Nanny Balling, that wants to force something that is not ripe enough. You know? So stop stealing from football, Nanny Balling. All right, and give it back to the football. All right, so people, I am back in live good colors. This was a good one. Obviously, um, obviously, it's the first one. We are going to be here to support the Reggae Girls Youth 17s, the Reggae Boys coming up. We're going to be doing the tournaments. I think I'm going to work with Africans on a few videos, and I have some more videos coming. I'm going to be more active this week. I promise you. All right, qualification, coach football. No, not people understanding the game that's killing the football. All right. All I know, if the coach play the right players, Jamaica would be in the so Wizard. You are saying. And the coach are the problem, Wizard. Jesus Christ, Wizard. Say now, all of the other things that the people I'm telling you will cause the problem. You know I'm believing in that. All right, Wizard. Which is fair. As I said, the coach should have walked away from very early, and then we can't blame the coach. If he just walked away from the first 2 weeks, like what Algrims told him, should have just walked away. Just walk away. He stayed too long. He stayed too long. So I got to agree with you, Nino. But because I have had that information, I know that the federation was the bigger problem with the guy. I know that's the problem. You understand me? And that's why, you know what? I got to agree with you. He should have just walked away because the previous coach told him to walk away. And he never did. You know? Because he thought that, you know, might, you know, Jamaicans, yeah. They're not the most educated footballers, but the passion that they showed. So I can mix them, you know. I can try and work on them, you know. So so him believe that he could have done something better, you know, because he came out and said, yeah, you know, maybe some of the Jamaicans are late bloomers, you know, but I'm going to try and well, Court, Nanny Ball, and big of yourself, thanks for being here. You know, we have to add some spice to it, you know? Yes. It's just the coach. The coach was saying all of those things, you know? He's saying that the guys them ain't good, and he's going to have to try and find them. And maybe some of them are late bloomers, 26, 27. No, Saj. No, Saj. Them say peak start of 26, 27, you know? Karumi. They say the peak start at 26, 27. But the man come here, start telling me that people will be late bloomers at 26, 27. So maybe Cifphas can be a late bloomer at 26, 27. People, are you guys not watching these press conferences there? So you think I know all of these? Karume, the man say, yeah, mate. You know, Jamaica have some good runners now. Some good runners, you know, and maybe they are just late bloomers, you know. Yeah, so maybe them peak are gonna finish at 40 years old. So goddamn. So nobody else ain't making the Jamaica team when these 26-year-old late bloomers make the team. People, I think you guys not listening to this guy now. When I was done with that guy is when Karumi, when he told me that some players are just finishers and some players are just starters. I said, you are just some idiot. You understand me? Somebody need to get you off this field because you're going to tell me that you have the better players. And you had what's his name again from Charlton on the bench, and you're going to go in the JPL because you have finishers. And my Anderson had to be a finisher. So I'm going to go on the bench. No, I'm going to go in the JPL. And you know what I'm going to pick? I'm going to pick a player that's failed at U20s and put him in the starting and then bring on the finisher because he has to stay at finisher because Aiden got injured, which is the starter. So the finisher always have to be the finisher. Jesus Christ. When I hear that, I said, oh God, Jamaica now reach nowhere. That's what I said in my head, you know. Jamaica now reach nowhere with them foolishness, both finishers and starters. Blood. From players good. All right. So if Aiden get injured, Anderson go up on the field. You don't need to go for no U20 man. All right. All right. So people, hope all the best comes through. But I wanted to answer the question, and I think I proved my point that nobody fighting against Jamaican born players overseas. More likely they are just not as good as what you think. And it's a competition out there, and no favoritism is in play when Jamaican born players go overseas. It's just a worldly league that people have to make. You have to show how good you are. To make those locations, and clearly Whisper, clearly Dixon, clearly Liam Bailey, clearly Cifphas don't show that they're all that good, and Shamar Nicholson don't show that he's all that good, so they can't get games over the other people them, and that's just the honest truth. So how it look in the playoff, I don't know what they're doing here, Karume. I heard Mr. Speed saying that he's trying to get the best players to play for Jamaica, but I heard people saying that Mr. Speed are idiot, a foolish is go on with. Them done with him. Them done with him because he sold them that dream that it's always a mixture, and now he wants the best players them. So I don't know if Mr. Speed got change back to please back Oral Tracy and him friends them. So at this point Jamaica is in a confused state. Karume, you understand me? Mr. Speed might want the best players them because he finally figured out that the best players them win games, i.e. Curacao, Haiti, and every other team that qualified get the best players them. So every story that he told himself failed. So maybe he wants to get the best players them, but the country not letting him. So the country need to do the country a favor and just cut out the bull crap and make educated people make the judgments, and you don't criticize them. That's what I have to say. You know, and the Jamaica won't let nobody make their own decision. They're going to bully him to make sure he goes with the same philosophy of 16 plus 7. And with a 16 plus 7, we're not reaching nowhere. I can tell you that from now, we're not reaching nowhere. He has to stick with the philosophy of finding the best players them, because Congo trying to get players for 100 million. Don't tell me that they value 100 million and they are not good. Don't come with the Jamaican talk. The reason why they value 100 million and Whisper value $0 is because they are $100 million baller. So stop the foolishness. Stop believing in the anomaly. Blake said we don't need the best players. We need the right players. Jesus Christ, God damn. You know what? Let me get out of here. I've heard the last comment, you know. I've heard it, and I need to leave, you know. We need the right player. We need the right player, people. All right. So people need to take care of themselves. One love, and let me just tell our people the truth. Stand up on it. So that means we can get the best for Jamaica. All right. If we continue this foolishness, everybody else are gonna just walk over Jamaica. And I just see that, and we're just gonna be 15th. We're not gonna be 10th in a football anymore. We're gonna be 15th if we actually continue with this foolishness. We are fail blood. How much more fail we need for we keep on proving this point, blood? Jamaica was up there with Canada blood. Now we are down there past Suriname blood. So, Karumi, people want to take care. Me don't know one more, you know. Me done. Me done. Me done. Me can't take it no more. Me done. me done.